I'm Connor Turtle. My parents are Eric and Donna Turtle, and my wonderful mentor is Charlie. First off, I'd like to say, Charlie, I've enjoyed you as a mentor. I knew when I asked you if you wanted. I knew from when you asked if I wanted to go to Sweet Frogs for our first meeting, that'd be a great meeting. You have made a major impact on my Christian life because you are so knowledgeable and a great role model, and I'm so very thankful to have you as my mentor. So Charlie, thank you so much for what you do. And I'd also like to thank my mom and dad for being there for me along the way, and for my granny and pawpaw who support me through everything I do, from sports to church, and for coming here today. I also want to thank my mama and papa who couldn't make it because they were spreading God's words to inmates at a local gym. And here's my faith statement. If you don't know me, I'm a very superstitious guy. In baseball, I used to put my gloves and my helmet in my bag a certain way. Now if I didn't get a hit or had a bad at bat, I'd switch my gloves. Before one game, my socks were inside out, and I had a great game. And then the next game, they were right side out, so of course I had to put them inside out. I wore the same pair of socks for every game, but then before one game, I couldn't find my socks. So I used a normal pair of Nike socks, and I had a good game. So now I wear them for every game. I also have my mom make me eggs for breakfast before games. Before one game, I had a belt that broke, and that game I hit a home run. So wearing that belt was a must-do thing. My parents were starting to think I was crazy. Maybe I am. At the start of confirmation, Charlie gave me one of the daily devotionals, which I read for months, and I was hitting great. And then for some reason, I stopped, and as time went on, my hitting wasn't doing very good. So I was thinking, what did I used to do that I don't now? And I remembered the devotionals. So one night before a game, I grabbed my devotional and flipped to a random day, and the verse of that day was Psalm 30, and it reads, I will excel you, Lord, for you have lifted me out of the depths, and you do not let my enemies gloat over me. Lord my God, I called to you for help, and you healed me. You, Lord, brought me out of the realm of the dead, and spared me from going down to the pit. Sing the praises of the Lord, you, his faithful people. Praise his holy name. For his anger lasts only a moment, but his favor lasts a lifetime. Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. When I felt secure, I said, I will never be shaken. Lord, when you favored me, you made my royal mountain stand firm. But when you hid your face, I was dismayed. To you, Lord, I call. To the Lord I cry for mercy. What is gained if I am silenced? If I go down to the pit, will the dust praise you? Will it proclaim your faithfulness? Hear, Lord, and be merciful to me. Lord, be my help. You turn my whining into dancing. You remove my sackcloth and clothe me with joy. That my heart may sing your praise and not be silent. Lord my God, I will praise you forever. The next day, I had a great game. Ironic, huh? So as you can imagine, I read this song the night before every game. At first, this song was just something I read in hopes of a good game. But while I was writing this, I read through the verse and realized how much it talks about the reason I read the devotional in the first place. Like the first verse states that God has lifted me out of my struggles and doesn't let my enemies gloat over me. And I read the verse to get out of my struggles and conquer my enemies or even myself. Verse 2 states that I have called you for help and you've helped me, which is what I'm asking for from God. At the end of verse 11, it states you have removed my sackcloth and clothed me with joy, which is exactly what God is doing to me. This shows God's presence in the world, and through confirmation and learning more what it is to be a Christian, I have been able to see this more and more, unlike I used to. Before confirmation, going to church was just an every Sunday thing. I didn't know what was going on or even wanted to go. But through confirmation and going to all the youth events, going to church was more meaningful. I know what was being talked about in the readings and the sermons, and things just make sense now. And after realizing that and writing this confirmation, this faith statement, I have truly realized that I'm a Christian.